Hello, welcome to another Burgundy with Tweedy video. I'm somewhere near the Devil's Punch Bowl in Surrey. I've stopped in this quiet spot in the woods to make some lunch, and while I'm out I'm going to have some wine. So there'll be a Tweedy Outdoors video if you're interested in seeing the food. I'm making tagliatelle with lion's mane mushrooms. Sounds a bit fancy, doesn't it? And today's wine is a Gevrey Chambertin from a producer called Camille Giroud. Didn't I have a Vin Romanée or something from them the other day? It's a 2016 vintage, which if I recall was that difficult vintage with a relatively low yield, but what fruit did actually come out at the other end is, I believe, generally considered to be of quite good quality. Surprisingly, there's still a reasonable amount of this stuff around. It's a vintage I still see relatively often, but I don't know why that would be the case if it's such a low yield and considered to be good. You would think it would all have been snapped up by now, but perhaps that's all just marketing. The particular vineyard is called Crais. If I can be bothered, I'll put a map on screen, show you where exactly that is within Gevrey Chambertin. I'm happy to report, those of you who've seen the Tweedy Outdoors video will already know this, but we've had a little bit of a reprieve from the oppressive hot weather. So today the forecast temperature is only about 20 or 21 degrees compared to just a few days ago when it was going over 30 degrees. This is all Celsius. Sorry if you're in the US or elsewhere where you use Fahrenheit and having to translate that. And those sort of temperatures, 30 plus, too hot for me. Too hot to be doing anything. I just want to cower indoors. So it's a delight to be outside in relatively cool weather, and better for Gevrey Chambertin, I think, as well. I don't particularly feel like red Burgundy when it's 30 plus. Just want to drink ice cold water and cower indoors, as I say. Quite a deep, dense sort of a colour there, isn't it? Quite thick, opaque. Can I see my fingers through it? No, I cannot. Oh, crikey, I spilt it there. And correspondingly, one of those thick, gloopy sort of noses. Can a nose be gloopy? Plums again, a bit like that Vin Romanée the other day. Rich, thick, almost syrupy sort of berry fruit. There might also be a bit of cherry in there, but you know what I mean. It's all coming across as a bit, probably biased by the sight of the colour there, all coming across as a bit sort of thick, dense on the nose. Certainly not light, dainty, pretty fruit. This is thick, dense, serious fruit. But still very fruity. And there are possibly notes of soft, pleasant notes of, not quite tobacco, but maybe tea again. A bit like, I think I said the same thing about the Vin Romanée. Excuse me, I think I need to attend to my pasta. Right, back to the Burgundy. I'm going to have to hurry this along now because the pasta is cooking. I only want that to do that for 4 minutes. So anyway, you don't need to know the details, but do need to hurry up a bit. So what are we saying? Thick, rich, dense fruit. Maybe there is more cherry now. Red berries, bit of plum, that sort of thing. Nice though. A little bit of chocolate maybe almost as well. That sort of thing. Okay. Well, there is a nice bit of acidity there, good streak of that, and I would say the fruit character on the palate feels a little bit closer to cherry now rather than that rich, thick plum paste, whatever I was talking about just now. And it's definitely not jammy on the palate. That has decent, very decent acidity, nice little twinge of tannin to keep it interesting, not overworked, and a pleasant cherry sort of fruit character. Yeah, really quite dry. A nice surprise. A little bit of some woody notes maybe going along with those tannins there. Quite different on the palate from how I would imagine from the appearance of it and that nose. But that overall goes to make quite a nice effect, I think. Yeah, really quite a lot of acidity. Surprising. Overall, not bad. I may come back to you later if I have further thoughts on a subsequent glass, but I'm afraid my attention is being drawn away by my lunch and the need to prepare it and not overcook the pasta and so forth. Cheers.